welcome back to another episode of SPL Social, the show just about the Singapore Premier League. And once again, we're here at Joe and Do Cafe at Paya Lebar Square. This is our usual hangout. We always come here to try and bring all the players from the league with us. And of course, you guys know today we are joined by two more amazing stars from the Singapore Premier League. We have Blake Ricciuto from Tanjong Pagar. Welcome to the show, Blake.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
And Daniel Go as well from Balestier Khalsa. And thanks for taking the time. I know it's your off day. You know, you guys want to chill out and not do some work, but I really appreciate your time here with me at the cafe. And I hope that you guys have fun, okay?
Thank you for having us again. Yeah, we're happy to be here.
It's a pleasure. Okay guys, before we get down and proper, I just wanted to remind you guys that you can catch the show on the Singapore Premier League page. And of course, this show is brought to you by the wonderful folks at Tampines West CSC as well as Football Time. Thank you so much for your support as well. We are on to episode 30, and so much great comment and feedback from you guys. So continue to support the SPL and SPL Social. Alright guys, let's get down to the show. Blake, how have you been? I mean, welcome, and once again, it's the first time having you on the show. You know, like for you, how has your season been with Tanjong Pagar so far?
Yeah, look, so far things have been going quite good. You know, we got a good positive result 2 nights ago as well. So yeah, so far so good. So hopefully we can keep this run going and keep going from there.
And second on the table as well. So a long way ahead for you guys, but very close to the title already, right?
Yeah, look, we don't want to look too far. As we say in the change room, we're happy to take game by game, and we don't really want to look at the ladder. But at the moment, things are going well, so we just want to keep focusing on game by game. I know it's so cliche, but we're going to do that.
One step at a time, is
That's right, yeah.
And we've got a lot of questions as well from you guys, the fans. So do stay tuned until the end of the show as we try to get our 2 players here to answer. And Daniel, yourself, you scored a penalty against Lions de Sailors. Not the best of results, but how are you feeling about Balestier's season so far?
Yes, the season so far, I think we are not doing really quite well. But I guess it's still quite early. We are still not even halfway through the season yet. So I guess, yesterday's result was not really good. But I guess we will come back stronger lah. Yeah, like I said, we are still quite early.
Yeah, and I'm sure that we'll talk a little bit about that, because I want to go now because we just came off a mid-season break, so we had a couple of weeks left of time. So Blake, I saw that you guys traveled a little bit and had a friendly game, right? So how was the experience like?
Yeah, so we went to Batam for a couple of days. We stayed there 2 nights, 3 days, and great experience. Obviously, to play against such a Indonesian powerhouse like Persib Bandung. There was a lot of fans there at the game. And it was a great experience for everyone really. As after the game, the fans came onto the field. They were asking for photos with players, and this is a kind of opportunity that young players will probably never get to see. So it's a big thing for them. And hats off to the people at Tanjong Pagar who got this organised. Alam Shah obviously is quite well known in Indonesia. And so thanks to Hazrin and Alam Shah who did that. So it was a great experience. So yeah.
Yeah, because I saw a video on your social media platforms. You guys were, making each other wear sunglasses and all the fun stuff, right? So it must have been fun, right? Hanging out with It
was such a good. The main idea was team bonding at the end of the day, and probably work on things on the field that you wouldn't usually have time to in a competition match. So it was good team bonding and to play such a good Indonesian club as well. So yeah. Nice.
Okay, so Daniel, for yourself, speaking of team bonding, Blake just mentioned Balestier as well went to Terengganu recently, and I saw all the images of you guys training at the beach. How fun was that? For you?
Same thing as what Tanjong Pagar do. Yeah. We went there to have a friendly game against the Terengganu team. Same thing. The fans were great. After the game, they asked for the jersey. And some of my teammates, they even won their shorts and all the tights. So it's quite funny lah. But we have a great experience. What a great team, Malaysia team. The fans are almost full house. Yes, correct. And we went there for one friendly game. Then after that, we went to KL for R&R. It's just free and easy, to relax ourselves. And for the beach, we are just not really training. It's just limbering. And it's quite fun. It's quite funny that we are training in the morning under the hot sun. So yeah.
I'm sorry, but Daniel, I have to say that I saw a video of you sleeping on TikTok. I think Ricky made a video of all of you guys sleeping on the team bus. So I don't know whether you've seen that. You need
It's
to check
my
it
face
out.
inside.
Yeah, you are. So it's all of you guys like rate the players sleep or something. Anyway, now
No, because maybe the bus, the journey too long.
Was 8 hours, was
yes,
it?
correct.
Oh my
10
God.
hours, I think.
10 hours in the
yes.
bus.
So
Okay. It's
a long
we were
trip.
all sleeping. We are not sure Ricky took the.
Okay, now you know, okay? But anyway, guys, since we're here at Joe and Doe, thank you so much, by the way, Joe and Doe, for having us weekend and weekend. I wanted to ask you guys, what was your coffee order? And Blake, you come from a country like which is a strong coffee culture, right?
Yeah, from Australia. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, they have a very strong. I just ordered a piccolo latte. So yeah,
Is that what you always have, or?
occasionally, or I order a flat white. It just depends. So yeah, it just depends on the day. But today I got a piccolo. So yeah.
Yeah, I asked you earlier on as well because I think the term flat white is an Australian sort of term. Is that right?
To be honest, I'm not too sure, but I
Yeah.
think it is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's something from Australia, and other countries now have taken that upon them. So yeah, I always order a flat white or a piccolo. So that's my go-to.
Okay, nice. Daniel, what do you have? It looks like a really strong espresso shot that you're having.
Myself, I ordered a macchiato, but I'm not sure why it turned out these small macchiatos. Yeah.
Do you need coffee to get you guys, going? Is that something that you guys need?
To be honest, I don't know if you know, in Uruguay they drink I drink mate. So
Yeah.
I drink a special, well not special, it's like a South American tea called mate, and I usually drink that. It's there's other questions later on in the program, but I try to drink that every morning or in the afternoon and things like that. I don't really need a coffee to get me going, but I like or mate, but I like it. I enjoy a drink of mate. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Cavani always with his
Yeah.
mate cup. Yeah. So do we see Blake with his mate cup?
Yeah, I always drink mate. All the players in the team and the coaches say, "What is this?" So they always ask me what it is, and I have to explain to them. So I always take it to training and games. So yeah.
All right, so more on Blake and his mate in a bit, but now we're going to go and get to know Daniel a little bit. So Daniel, you actually rejoined Balestier after Albirex and Young Lions. Was there a reason you decided to go down that route?
For Young Lions, I don't think I got a choice because it's due to national service. I only got Young Lions to continue my football path. If not, I would just 2 years won't be playing football. So after Balestier, my second season of SPL, that year I honestly did pretty decent that year, and some of the clubs did offered me, but the only club on my mind is Albrecht, because honestly every Singaporean local player, they want to play in Albrecht. They are technically very good. They just need one touch, two touch, and they can beat most of the players from Albrecht is very, very young. They are university students, so yes, they are really different from local clubs lah. So yeah, so after Albrecht, I went to Young Lions, and after I OR'd, I went back to Balestier because I feel that when boss Don Darwin, he offered me this contract and told me what his plans are. I really feel that he's really committed to what he wants for the club lah. So yeah, I saw the vision of what he have, and yeah, it took me, when he offered me, I just I didn't think twice. I just told him I want to come here and come back to the club where I started.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure that the belief is really what keeps you going as well, especially from someone like Darwin, who really helms Balestier Khalsa really well. Blake, let's talk about you. You've had a very colourful career, right? We've seen you play in leagues in Australia, in Uruguay as well, where your family is from, I believe, right? So what are some of the best highlights, and moments of your career you could share with us, or your favourite moment, if you could?
So there's obviously, with playing football, that you get many ups and downs, but if you want to ask about my highlights, definitely playing in Uruguay is one of my main highlights, as I got to play for Peñarol, which is my grandfather's team that he supported when he was a young boy. So that was something very special to me, and I scored a goal in the 90th minute in front of the home crowd, which was something special. Also, winning the Singapore Premier League in Brunei was another thing that comes close to mind in the highlights.
Yep.
And obviously, currently at Tanjong Pagar, there's definitely a lot of moments on the field that stick to mind. Obviously, recently Farid's goal, when the captain scores, it's always a good moment, or even Mirko equalising in the 90th against Tampines. So these moments that will stick with you for a long time. So I'm enjoying that at the moment. So yeah.
So you mentioned as well that you have many highlights, but I have to ask you, it might be a bit controversial, but do you have like a favorite league that you've played in?
A favorite league that I've played in?
You don't have to say SPL, but
Currently, I'm enjoying so much the SPL. That's why I decided to come back as well. I couldn't say. I think every league that I've played in has definitely ups and downs or positives and negatives, but I couldn't really pick out a favorite league at the moment. So yeah, I think all the leagues I've played in have a lot of advantages and disadvantages. So yeah, but I'm enjoying my time here. So hopefully I can stay here for a while. So,
yeah. I'm sure the fans of Tanjong Pagar are hoping that you stay as well. Okay, thanks for that, Blake. Now we go to you, Daniel. I want to ask you about your season so far at Balestier. Are you enjoying your time at the club?
Yes, definitely. Me myself, I'm enjoying. I've been starting back a few games back. I've been starting.
Yep,
and for the team wise, I guess we are still gelling lah. Honestly, because like I said yesterday, was a game we have to forget it, and I think like I said just now we are still very early through the league, so I guess give us time and we'll come back stronger, I guess.
Give them time.
Yes.
And now let's go to the SPL social tradition, which we like to ask every guest, especially foreign players that come on our show, right? Like you, Blake. What's your favorite local dish?
The thing is, everyone says the same thing,
No,
and I have to say, it's my favorite. It's chicken and rice. That's what it is. I know everyone says it, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Why chicken rice? Why?
I think it's just the main thing. Everyone says it, and it's quite easy and simple. It's quite healthy at the same time. So yeah, chicken rice is probably the main thing.
So that's like 10 or 11 guests who have said chicken rice. So
You brought it at the Jurong East market?
Yeah.
So you know which one, Daniel?
Because they stay nearby there.
Okay.
Yeah, like just opposite the stadium,
Yes.
Jurong East Stadium, there's the hawker centre there, so there's chicken rice there. We go there.
Is it roasted or steamed chicken rice?
Steamed. So yeah, I think they have both, but I go for the steamed option. So yeah.
Daniel, what about you? You have like a dish that you eat before a game?
I mean, for us Singaporean, we eat everything, anything. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite dish, but I eat everything lah. But I think my most favorite one is my mom's food, man.
Yes, that is the correct answer. We all love mom's food, okay? Okay, Blake, in the league for your tenacity, the way you play, and also your hairstyle, okay? So, another thing is that you've also committed the second highest number of fouls so far in the league. Do you have a comment on that?
Second highest, well, that's good. At least I'm not the highest, so that's
highest
good.
is Taufik, by the way, from Tampines.
Yeah, look, obviously that's my style of play. Everyone knows that. I'm quite physical. I never go into any challenge with malice. I just try to win the ball every time I can and go with 100%. And sometimes, it's just playing on that border and I give away a foul. And I think our style of play is kind of like that. So, as I said, it's not a very good statistic to having the second most highest fouls. But at the end of the day, it's the way I play. So yeah,
it's your style. I would
that's
say,
right. Yeah.
Daniel, I mean, since Blake is here, I'm going to ask you guys what you think of each other. Like, you've seen him play, right? Or you've maybe played against him. What are your thoughts on Blake lighting up our Singapore Premier League?
Yeah. Mainly, I've known him for his hair, but as a player, I think he's really a good player. Whenever our teams, whoever I play for, all the coaches, all the management will ask our centre mid to give him a hard one because he's very physically very strong player. He will knock player here and there. Yeah, so our coaches don't want our centre mid to go soft on him lah. So. Yes. Every time
That's right. I think I know. I think we played against each other when I was in Brunei as well. You were at Balestier. I think you even scored against us.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's why I have so many fouls against, because fast players like Daniel, I have to bring them down. Otherwise they're just gonna go on. So yeah. So I know he's very quick. Technically quite good, and he can score goals. So he's a good player. That's why I have to make fouls for players like him.
Would you say it's also because of your time in Australia and Uruguay, where the style of play in the league itself is a lot more faster paced and aggressive, isn't it?
I think it's very physical, the Australian league, and even in Uruguay, the passion and things like like that. I learnt a lot, and it's kind of like, you know, it's all or nothing. You know, in Uruguay, you just have to win the ball. It doesn't matter how, really, and obviously not going into injured players, but, you know, try and get the result or the best thing for the team at the same time. So yeah.
And a special thing about Uruguay as well is that it's got quite a small population, but it's been able to be so successful on the world stage. What's the reason why you think?
That's a question that gets asked a lot, and I think some people just don't even really know how to answer this. I think there's 3.5 million, and they keep making world-class players every year. So I think it's due to being so small and the adversity of them trying to find a way out and the fact that it's such a footballing country, the passion is just all there. So yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you, Daniel, which other SPL players besides Blake are you most impressed by, you've played against, or whom we should watch out for? I mean, whom you should watch out for?
There's a few players, you know, Chinese players, because you know, in the
Singapore
football scene, Singapore
race,
football, most of the players, you know, are Muslim, Malay. They don't really have a lot of Chinese players. So I do look up to, you know, last time there's a player called Stanley Ng. Stanley Ng, Fabian Kwok, and Gabriel Quek, obviously making Singapore, and yeah, some of the players in my team also as well, Darren, Tay, Ho Ai Loon, Initius, you know, all these older players, really, you know, I look up to them. You know, every training, you know, they will teach me one or two new, and also they, you know, sometimes they really teach me some nonsense things as well.
Which you cannot say on air, right?
Yeah, but obviously they are very nice guys also.
Blake, yourself, I mean, any players, you know, you've played against who've impressed you, local or even your teammates?
Yeah, look, you know, obviously there's some very good players in the league, and it'd be very hard to pick out one or two. Obviously, Ryo Nishiguchi in our team is
your bestie, yeah?
He's my good mate, but you know, quality, technically, fast. So yeah, off the field he's a bit of a pain, talks some nonsense, but other than that, on the field he's good. But I just have to say, you know, obviously Diego Lopez is quality, but there's two players like in the local scene that one I love playing against because, you know, Shadan, obviously I love playing against him. We have some good battles, but he's just quality on the ball, his technique, you know, his composure, and obviously now at Albirex, Ilhan Fandi. So I think, you know, those two players for the local scene, they're very good players, and yeah, so yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's really nice to see. I'm sure the players themselves are watching, and we'll get back to about Rio in a bit because we got some comments from him as well. But Daniel, I want to ask, because you're still a relatively young player in the league, right? So I want to ask, what was your journey to becoming a pro like? I mean, would you advise, you can be honest about it, would you advise other younger players who are looking at this route, you know, the same path as yourself?
Because honestly, it's quite tough to be a football player and while studying. You know, I went through this path before. I was studying, and you know, I have to cope with football. So after I cope with football and study, and there's another path, you know, we have to take, which is NS, which is really tough. So last year, you know, every day I have to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, you know, do my army stuff and all. So after 4 p.m. I can leave my camp and went for my Young Lions training. So if all those young players, they want to become a football player, I guess they really have to sacrifice a lot lah. You know, you won't have really a lot of time for your family and your friends as well lah. So you have to really sacrifice a lot, and I guess you really have to work hard lah for what you want. So and love what you do, obviously. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and speaking of the sacrifices, Blake, you know, you've probably made some sacrifices for yourself in your career as well. What are some of the major ones? Like, for example, being away from your family, you know, for example, or so much traveling, right?
Yeah. Look, obviously, the main one you think as being a foreigner is being away from your family. When I was 18, I made the decision of going to Uruguay, where I didn't even speak the language, and leaving my family behind and trying to learn a whole different culture, learning a different language. And at first it was difficult, but I think as footballers we learn to adapt, you know, in certain, I think it's imperative that we adapt as quick as possible and things like that, and that way we can perform our best on the field. But yeah, the footballing, being a professional is a lot of sacrifices, as Daniel was just saying. But as a foreigner in Singapore, you know, just being away from the family, because here in Singapore, the people are very nice and you get treated very well. So I think that makes it a lot more easier being away from your family. So yeah.
I mean, good job to you as well, because when I was in Elbrex, I really find it very hard to, adapt. I'm not sure how you can,
really?
come to Singapore without your family and yeah.
But I feel like in your situation as well, going to NS, I see a lot of players that go to NS and they come back and they kind of take a while to get back into things, Now Ricciuto, who came back from NS, it took him a while, but now he's just, he's a starter and he's a future national team player. So it does take time to adapt, and I think you're going through the same route and you're going to eventually play national team, I hope.
Hopefully,
so yeah.
Hopefully. And now, guys, it's time for us to get your questions answered. We've got so many, and thank you so much for submitting your questions for both Daniel and Blake. And of course, the best question this week wins a jersey of your choice. Of course, we always do giveaways on the show. So, I mean, I'll let them choose which is the best question. But we're going to start with Blake first. And of course, we're speaking a little bit about NS and also representing Singapore. So we've got a question here from a fan, and the fan wants to know, hang on. So the question is from I Am Spoff, and he wants to know, Blake, do you have any thoughts on representing the Singapore national team one day?
Look, currently it hasn't really crossed my mind or really have thought about it, but I don't think so at this current moment, but you never know. You never know if anyone asks or anything like that. You never know what what could happen. But at the moment, I haven't really thought about it or have never been approached or anything like that to go. So at the moment, I'll say no, not at the moment. But you never know. It could change if anything happens. Yeah.
Come on, sign in, Blake. All right, let's go to you, Daniel. This is from the former SPL top scorer last season, Tomoyuki Doi, of course. So he wants to know, who is your favorite Japanese player?
Can I say no? Can I not say his name? Because he's very annoying. No. He's a good friend of mine. I'm happy that he's doing well in J3 now, right? Yeah, he's been scoring goals as well. So yeah, you have to score more goals. If not, you're not my best friend anymore.
Oh, so you guys are best friends?
Yes, we are very, very close. And not only him lah. There's a few Japanese players as well, like Ryo Sakuma, which is in Geylang now.
At the moment, yeah.
And 3 of my foreigners, obviously I have to say that. If not, I will have to go back.
The
Kondo, Jumbo, and Roya.
Yes.
Yeah, all these Japanese players are all my best friends.
Oh wow, okay. Speaking of Japanese, we have Blake's best friend on the team.
I wouldn't say best friend, just teammate. No, he's good. Yeah, no, he knows.
So he was the first one just to send me the comment, and he said, Blake talks too much. So what do you have?
So it's a funny story because before I arrived, he was at we signed together at Tanjong Pagar, and he couldn't speak English. Like his English was very minimal. And then we lived together, and I was talking to him in English every day. And now in the change room, everyone says, "Oh, your English is good, Rio." And now he just talks way too much.
Okay.
Now everyone says now, "Oh, we prefer when you didn't speak English, Rio." So just keep it down a bit. Don't talk too much, Rio.
So is he talking too much or you?
It's him. That's why he says it to me. See, he just messages everyone now in English.
Rio, we get you on the show soon. Thank goodness we didn't get you with Blake, or else it would be a different show. Okay, now I'm going to go back to you, Daniel. This is more about a lot of your teammates have been asking, and also your former coach. Okay, so we go to Kidir Kami's question first. Can you ask him what is his skincare secret?
I don't find my skin nice, You have to ask Blake.
No, yours
not bad, right?
Yeah, it's good.
No, I don't.
Give us the secret,
Yeah.
so we know.
I don't have a skincare routine,
You don't go for facials or all that?
No, I don't. I'm not sure why.
Why did I ask
Coach
you
Kidir,
that?
Yeah. When I was in Balestier with him, we didn't really talk about the facial.
Oh, they never said anything.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, we'll get to another question in a bit. But Blake's question is pretty good. It's actually because I can speak a bit of Spanish, so I'll try to ask this one. ¿Cómo fue de lo Uruguay? ¿Y cuál es el mejor equipo? What is your favorite team, and also how was Uruguay? Right?
Like the experience in Uruguay, and what is my favorite team? Obviously, I have to say the biggest club in Uruguay, Peñarol, is where I got to be on the books and play there for a while, which is it's one. Obviously, they've won the most championships in Uruguay. They're the most Libertadores in Uruguay, 5 Libertadores, and they got the biggest fan base in Uruguay. So I'd have to say Peñarol. So yeah.
I hope that's the correct answer.
It is, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from a young player at Tampines Rovers who's doing pretty well, Joel Chu. Thank you so much, Joel, for your question. I don't know what this question means. Maybe it's an inside joke. He wants to know set A or set B.
Okay, because during my time when I was in YL, we have this, not really a joke, but a thing for me and him to know. So whenever he got the ball, I will just make the run, you know. So he will just give me, and every time when he give me the ball, we end up with one of the end product. You know, either I do a cross or I shoot the ball lah. So we call it set A or set B. So either I choose set A or set B. So set A is he give me a true pass, and set B is he give me a high ball. Something like that. And yeah, kudos to Joel Chula. He's been doing very well. One of the young player that really stand out, and really smart player lah. Yeah.
So is it set A or set B you prefer?
We have to see situation.
So you guys just like see how it goes, and then
yes.
that's actually very good communication between you two, and it's so important, isn't it? Okay, Blake, back to you now. Okay, this one I have to ask. Okay, so many people are asking, so I'm going to combine it into one question. Firstly, from Not Your Average Warrior, how do you maintain your afro hair? And number two, from Charmaine Yao, does it affect your performance? I don't think it does, but how do you actually maintain it?
No, maintain. I just normal shampoo, conditioner. That's about it. There's no secret to it. Actually, when it starts to rain, it's quite long. So if it's raining, it gets in my eyes and I can't see the ball. So that's why I have the hair ties, just in case it starts to rain, so I can tie it up and play. So I think one game this season against Balestier, actually it was raining a bit. So I had to tie my hair up in a certain times in the game, because otherwise I can't see the ball if it gets in my eyes. So yeah, so there you go.
Is this natural or?
Natural, yeah, of course.
Because I tend to perm my hair,
I've never permed my hair, no. If you see
I recently permed my hair.
My mum, whose birthday is today, happy birthday mum, she has exactly the same hair as me, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah, exactly the same.
So do you use like a special shampoo for curly hair or olive oil?
I probably should, but I don't. There's not much.
Maybe you should try rebonding.
There's not much secret to it. Do what?
Rebonding. Make it straight.
I think the curls are his I would say it's
straight. When I played in Uruguay, I did actually get it chemically straightened at once, and yeah, it was terrible.
We need photos of that. You need to show, but it doesn't affect your.
Not at all. No.
In fact, I would say it's your icon. Most
that's
people
right.
know
No one from my hair, correct.
Okay, so now I have to ask another one about the World Cup, because of course we are having a World Cup at the end of the year. So you have, I would say, allegiance to both countries, Uruguay and Australia. So if you had to choose, which one would it be?
Let's just hope both go as far as possible, both get past the group stages. If they had to face each other, I don't know, I probably won't watch the game, So,
oh no.
Look, I was so happy when Australia qualified, and obviously when Uruguay qualified, but since I think Uruguay gave me the professional contract and gave me the opportunity to play professional football, I'd have to go for Uruguay. So yeah.
Okay, that's a great
answer. There you
go. Okay, Daniel, a few more questions for you, because I think some of your teammates want to know as well. I think Puvan Raj, you know Puvan Raj?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
He wants to know, is Ricky Kumura, of course, your favorite player? And how do you cope with your other teammate, Harry?
Yes, okay, I don't really have a specific best friend or favorite player. Everyone in the team is my best friend. Yeah.
Aww.
So for the Harry one, because the way he speaks, his accent is very, very strong. He's from US, right?
Yeah, from the UK or I don't know.
I guess, yeah. So his accent is very, very strong. So whenever I talk to him, I have really difficulties on understanding him lah. So my teammates every time will disturb me. So I guess this is the reason why they ask me, is Harry my best friend. Yeah.
Okay, what about Ricky?
Ricky,
all the same.
I guess he's enlisting soon to the NS. So all the best to you, Ricky. And hopefully I'll score more penalties and earn more money from you. Because every time we have a side bet, if I score a penalty or he save my penalty, I have to give him money.
He has to pay now you, right? Okay. All right, guys. Before we go, I just wanted to say, do you have a word of a message of the people who watch the SPL, or they're even fans, of the SPL? Blake, maybe we'll start with you first.
I just want to send a message to the fans to come out and keep supporting us. The league is growing. It's getting better each week. There's exciting games, entertaining players. So please just keep coming and supporting and do your best for Singapore football. You see the national teams doing well, so hopefully we can get this league up and get the fans to the game. So yeah.
And Daniel, what about yourself? Any words of messages to the fans out there?
Yeah, as you can see, every game, no matter what team, no matter which team are facing each other, every time the stadium is, the fans are coming in, the crowd are full. So yeah, continue supporting Singapore football. I think they're coming up lah. You know, Singapore is coming back soon. The old Singapore, I guess.
Yeah, the old Singapore.
Because I heard a lot of stories about you know, last time Singapore football, the fans are different. Yeah, so I guess we are coming back. Continue supporting the Singapore football, I guess. Yeah.
All right, great words, you know, from both Blake and Daniel, and thank you so much to both of you for joining me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the questions and the time here, you know, at Joe and Do. And of course, I'm Ash Hashim from Footballita. Do stay tuned for the next episode of SPL Social. I'll see you guys soon.
See you.